welcome back to the Tea and a Butty podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And today's episode is going to be, we had a little bit of a mix-up before we did this one, you know, we weren't on the same page.
This is the second time we're trying this
Yeah, because we recorded like half of
weird.
the podcast before. We were like, what are you talking about? No, what are you talking about? And then she couldn't say anything. She couldn't say anything. And then I won it.
How many years in are we doing this podcast?
50 years, 40 years.
I swear
years.
to you. I mean, I really don't think
that
we
sometimes,
get any better.
we come up with a topic. One of us comes up with a topic, and I start some research, and I make a list, and then we start talking about it. And she's like, "Hang on a minute, time out here. Stop recording. Stop. Pause the recording. What are you talking about? What is this topic?" And I'm like, "Well, no, what are you talking about?"
No, it turned out that we started recording this, 5 minutes ago.
And we had different ideas of how to approach it.
Yeah, we were on the same topic, but we were presenting it in different ways. Okay, anyway, this is pointless to you. You don't care
about this. But we have to tell you anyway because it's what we do.
Honesty is the best policy.
Honesty is the best. We overshare, like everyone on TikTok says. We overshare our life. TikTok. TikTok.
No,
we overshare our lives.
The thing is we could have not told you, but then we would have probably gone on and it would have sounded weird and you would have had some sort of inkling that something was going on.
What's going on?
That's what's going on.
Something's going on behind the scenes.
We've already recorded this portion of the program. That's what happened. So here we go again.
Well, okay. To reiterate, because you're probably like, well, what is this episode about then? Someone tell me.
Yes.
This is things Americans don't realize are uniquely American.
Yes.
And Erica was thinking, like, things that Americans invented.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And
which it sort of is. I don't realize, America invented that. It's kind of, yes. It's things like...
It's stuff in culture I'm talking about.
Yes. It's things that...
American culture.
Things that really only exist over here. And we just assume that it exists everywhere. That everybody does it, everybody has it. Stuff like that. Well,
it's kind of, it's kind of like that classic kind of like, American tourist thing of like them going to like, I don't know, Democratic Republic of Congo and thinking, oh, there's going to be a Walmart there. They must have Walmart. We have Walmart. So should they,
Yeah, right.
It's that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, no, Walmart doesn't exist here. Actually, I'm not sure. I haven't done the research. There might be a Walmart in Democratic Republic of Congo, but I doubt it. One thing I haven't really looked on, I haven't put on this list, is mailboxes. Because I think your mother actually says, oh, they don't have like, mailboxes outside. I said, my aunt does, my great aunt.
Yeah.
But she's obsessed with things, and she comes over here a lot.
She likes American culture.
So she's got a mailbox. And
yeah.
We've told this story before, I think, on here. She likes to, like, tell the postman, put it in the box. Because, he's very British. He puts it through the door. Because, in Britain, you have a letterbox.
He's walking along, isn't he?
He's walking along, and he's like, put it in the box. And, it took me forever to, like, train him to put it in the box, She'd get mad at him and stuff, and she'd be like, no, put the mail in the box, because I want to go down to my mailbox like I'm in, America.
Yeah.
Open my mail and get my mail out of there, It's like, well, actually, it's called the post, and we put it through your letterbox, madam. It's like, you wouldn't do it, because it's just like, I don't know how to do this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, why would I want to walk down to the street when I'm just going across here, like... Sticking it in everybody's doors.
Yeah.
Is that,
Well, actually, no,
are there mailboxes anywhere else? I have to believe that there are mailboxes, like, in Australia or something.
Maybe, yeah, like apartments and flats probably have mailbox slots.
Like in my old office building, the mail room.
The mail room, and it's all in there. Yeah. I presume that's, because it's easier for the mail guy to come in and go, okay, 302, 305, 302, whatever,
Well, I think in cities in America even, let me know what you guys have where you live. I'm sure it's still this way in small towns. Everybody has a mailbox.
And it's easier for the postman, too.
But, well, yeah. In cities here...
Because they just drive along, and then they get their mail, and they just open the mailbox, and they put it in like that, and then they drive along. They don't have to go up to every individual door and risk
they
the
don't
wrath of a dog barking at them.
Well, they don't go up to the door, do they? They just drive down the street. But still, it takes time. You're driving, you're stopping, you're driving, you're stopping, you're driving, you're stopping.
Yeah.
You know,
with the mailman, right? He gets out of he either gets out of his van. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll have a van, but usually I've seen them just walking.
Yeah.
You know, they'll walk and they'll open the gate and they'll put it through the letterbox and then they'll come out and do it again. That's where the joke comes from, that like, oh, the postman doesn't like doing it because, you know, when he puts it through the door, the dog's going to be waiting there to grab his hand, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know.
I mean, I think like in New York City and Chicago and some of these bigger cities where there's a lot of row houses, they, you know, they do the mail like that. It comes through the door. Philadelphia, you know. Here in Austin, as time has gone on, you see fewer and fewer mailboxes, and there are now
and who wants to be out walking in the summer delivering mail?
On the corner of, you know, the neighborhood, there will be a cluster of mailboxes where the mailman just pulls up.
Well, that's
and
like
puts
ours, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to walk down to that to go get your mail or whatever. You know, if you have a package, they still bring it to your door. But yeah. Anyway, this is not about mail.
We've tangented off here, you know. We spent nearly 10 minutes talking about that. So anyway, getting back to things that Americans don't realize are uniquely American.
Yeah.
Number 1 on this list is free ketchup.
Yeah.
You have to kind of pay in Britain, I think, if you want like a sachet of ketchup.
I mean, I guess the easiest way to think about the things on this list are going to be things we take for granted. Things that are just like things that are so everyday that we just assume, well, it must be like this everywhere.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, because like this, like, Reddit users go, at a buffet in Germany, I had to pay for ketchup. You know?
That is genuinely outrageous to me, though.
Yeah, and no ketchup on burgers. In America, it's like an automatic thing to have ketchup. If you don't want it, you got to specifically say no ketchup.
Yeah.
You know?
On the burger or like on the side for the fries?
Oh, on the side for the fries, anything. On the burger, too.
I mean, you go to a restaurant and ketchup is on the table. You know, I mean, depends on what restaurant,
and
of
I mean,
course.
come to think of it, I've actually in Britain, I mean, it all depends on the individual store and shop and, you know, restaurant and stuff, you know, because I remember in Britain, you'd have... I
don't remember having to pay for it in Britain.
In chip shops, you'd have, like, ketchup there.
Yeah.
And vinegar.
They're definitely
and salt and stuff
stingy
like that,
with the vinegar, but they don't charge you
extra.
Well,
they're stingy with the vinegar only in some places, you know, because they just want to get it done quick and get you out of there.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah. And also, number 2 on this list, ranch as a default dressing.
Oh.
Yeah, ranch dressing isn't really a thing in the UK.
Is ranch default dressing?
Everybody, you know, ranch dressing, especially at fast food places like McDonald's, sour cream and chive sauce is not a worthy replacement.
Or I guess, okay, you go to a restaurant and you order a salad. I guess they just go, and you don't specify the dressing. I guess they might just go ranch dressing. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that does make it the default dressing, I suppose.
And there was this story I read. An American went to a barbecue place, and I think it was in Germany or somewhere like that. It was in Europe, and they had barbecue, you know, they had like 3 barbecue sauces or something like that, and they had white barbecue sauce, and she was like, "Oh, what's white barbecue sauce?
What is white barbecue sauce?"
So I got it just to see what it was, and I tasted it, and it was like, it was ranch.
Oh,
so it's like, it's American sauce.
That is so weird. It's
ranch,
white barbecue.
But then again, you know, the flip side is everybody's like, what is salad cream?
Okay, yeah, because I was just about to ask you what is the default salad dressing in Britain, but it's salad cream, isn't it? Yeah. Salad cream is kind of like mayonnaise.
It's mayonnaise with lots of egg yolk in it.
Yeah. So like vinegar. A little bit like a Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like a Caesar salad thing, but it's very kind of bland. There's no like herbs or anything.
You know, I think ranch dressing has only gone nationwide, even in this country, in the last, 20 years, though. Because I think it was more of a Southern thing, I think, just, a
I
couple
don't know,
decades
yeah.
ago. Because I have a friend who got a job. I'm sure I've told this story on the podcast before.
We're pulling out the old hits today.
I have
Enjoy
a friend
it.
who got a job where he had to travel, and he went to Wisconsin, was in a restaurant, ordered a salad, and he wanted ranch dressing. And he said they looked at him like he was an alien, and they were just like, ranch dressing? Like, what is that?
What you talking about, mate?
And he could not believe it. So, I don't know if that was just that person, or, if it was that restaurant, or if they just didn't have ranch dressing up there, however many years ago. But obviously it is like, you can find it in most places now. But yeah.
Another thing is the ubiquity of red Solo cups. Now, we've talked about this on... This is number 3 on the list. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, that being an American thing. Like,
everybody
drinks out of red cups in, like, the movies.
Yeah.
In the movies.
And I guess that is something I wouldn't have thought of. It's just like, it's a plastic cup. I don't know. I guess I would have assumed surely you have plastic cups over there.
Yeah, we do. But I think they're more like paper cups. No, they look more like what I associate like plastic cups are things you get in hospitals for the coffee. Okay. Like those brown beige. Talking about beige, the beige kind of like small things that you get for coffee and stuff. We don't really have plastic or paper cups at parties.
What do you have then?
We just have cups or glasses or whatever.
What? Like?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, come to think of it, I think I have seen, like, they're just like party cups. They're small, kind of like, and they got balloons or whatever on them,
Yeah, more like paper cups.
Like paper cups, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the plastic red
like
Solo cups are like, that's very American.
Like if you went to on a picnic or had a barbecue outside or something in a park, like what would you pack for the drinks?
Oh, yeah, people would probably just either use, like, they'd probably have, like, those plastic party cups, or the paper party cups.
Yeah.
Or they just bring little bottles.
Bottles,
or cans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because cans and stuff are very big in the UK, just bring a can and stuff,
Just bring a can.
This is something that you... took for granted over here. Strong water pressure.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, when abroad showers are like a flower watering pot, like a watering can.
Yeah.
I like to feel my shower, like, make the pressure strong enough to tear my skin off, then back it off like 10%.
God. That's a little too strong.
I mean, over here, the water pressure has been consistent.
Yeah, you love it, too.
I do love it, too, because I do like to, like, I feel like it's getting off. But in the UK, and especially in my old house with the plumbing and stuff like that, water pressure, it's like if you mess with it, they get annoyed. The water company gets annoyed and they charge you for it,
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's like a water-saving thing.
It's a water-saving thing because, droughts and stuff,
I did think it was just at your house, though.
No, I think it's most places.
I mean, it's just the most annoying thing when you're trying to rinse soap out of your hair, It's just like, I mean, it takes forever.
That being said, it's like they will turn the water pressure down in places just to save a buck.
Yeah.
Or save a quid in the UK. But you can turn it up.
I mean, we recently stayed in a hotel when our electricity was out here.
Yeah.
And the water pressure at that hotel was even more than here at the house. I mean, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was good.
It was kind of too much, actually. Yeah. It beat my hair down to where when I got out and dried, it was just like
on my back,
so limp.
And just like, because I feel like, it's scrubbing me. But you've
you
also
don't
got
have to do any work.
Yeah, you've got the dial on the thing that kind of like turns it and it makes it into like a hose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But strong water pressure. And then number 5 is giant gaps in the public restroom stalls.
Yeah. That's just something you don't think about. You just grow up with that here.
Yeah, that is something you don't think about because the first time I walked into one, and I don't think I'd heard of it before, when I came over here. But when I walked into one, I was like, are these unfinished? What's going on here? You know, it's like, why is there giant gaps underneath?
Yeah.
You know, and over the top.
Yeah.
But underneath is the weird thing. I mean, I guess, so you know someone's in there, but it's like, the door will be closed and it would be locked, or it would have engaged or anything on it.
Oh god, yeah, but half the time the locks don't work on those stupid things, so...
Yeah, maybe that's why. And I mean, you know,
the
it's
gaps...
a case of like, if someone has a heart attack in there, how are we going to get in? Let's just break the door down.
Yeah.
You know?
But how will you know, you know?
How will you know? It's like, well, they've been in there a while, haven't they? You know?
I mean, maybe that's why,
well, maybe,
actually.
Yeah.
I really genuinely
But it's kind of
don't
like,
know.
it's kind of like a privacy thing. It's like, you know...
This is something Americans don't think about. Like, we all, I think, hate it. I think all of us absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
You know, you get these women with the little kids, and they bring their kids into the bathroom with them, and the kids are crawling around on the floor, sticking their heads under. It's the same thing in dressing rooms in a lot of these places.
I mean, in dressing rooms, I think some places have like a complete door close.
Yeah. But
some people just have the, you know.
Yeah. It's just a curtain, or it's just a stall like that, only with no toilet, you know, and the top and the bottom
just see the
are
feet
completely
in the
open.
head.
Yeah. Do you know, I mean, you never went to elementary school here, but I'm just having, like, when I was in elementary school, the stalls are the same, right? But they're even shorter. So as you get taller, you're just like...
It's just kind of like a head and a...
Yes! Yeah. Or you would have teachers...
popping out.
Or you would have the teachers come in there and they're like so tall, and it's just freaking so awkward. Like, I have no idea why...
I mean, let's come to think of it. I remember when we used to change for the swimming, you know, stuff in the UK. My primary school had a swimming pool. And we had a boys' changing room, and it would literally just be nothing in there. It was just benches all the way around. It was like a locker room, really.
Yeah, I mean...
And we were all changing in there once. And I remember because the girls' changing room was across, you know, and then the boys was there. And I remember one of the women came in to our thing, and she went to tell people, oh, you're being so loud, we can hear you.
Yeah.
And the girls are trying to change in there, and you're being so loud, and I've heard what you're saying and stuff like that. Because I remember when she goes, look out, when a couple of the boys went, like that to cover themselves.
Oh my God.
She goes, oh, be quiet, I haven't seen anything. You know, it's like, you know, don't be so silly or whatever, you know, I'm a mother or whatever, you know. It's like,
okay, you're not my mother.
Exactly. But yeah, no, we had that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just open and stuff.
I don't know why we're like, genuinely, every American hates those bathroom stalls, but yet that's just what we're used to, and we just put up with it. I don't know why.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
It is very weird.
Garbage disposals.
Yeah, I didn't realize that those don't exist. So yeah, that is an American thing that an American didn't realize was American.
Like, when I moved to the UK, my flatmates asked why in movies people would stick their hand in the sink drain and have it be ripped apart. I then told them about garbage disposals, and they were very weirded out.
That is so hilarious.
Because it is like, yeah, I mean, why would you need that thing?
That is hilarious.
Oh, to get rid of food waste. But it's like, yeah, you kind of just throw that in the bin, though, or compost it now.
Yeah, but nobody composted. You know,
nobody composted back then.
That started a long time ago, you know, garbage disposals. And that, I mean, it is...
what a garbage disposal is, if you don't know. It's like food, like stuff that's on your plate that you wash off that's like, you know, you haven't eaten.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like roughage and salad or whatever, you know, and bits of meat or whatever. You know, you can flip a switch and it'll just grind it up and throw it down the sink.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We don't really use it all that much anymore, except for, you know, rinsing like bits off of plate after dinner or whatever, because we do compost now. But yeah, I guess I've had garbage disposals my entire life, and I didn't realize that they don't exist elsewhere. I wonder why they don't exist anywhere else.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure you can, you know, in like the UK, it's kind of becoming very homogenous now, you know, like with American culture, you know, like new builds are going to have like American style stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I want a garbage disposal. Oh, I want a
walk-in closet.
I want a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
I want an open plan living room, you know. I want an American style diner.
Yeah.
You know, as they call it in Spain. I think it was an American style kitchen or diner.
A diner. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the kitchen dining area. It's because it's like a kitchen and a dining area too, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I you know, I'm sure there's like, they exist in the UK, but, you know, not everyone has them.
Yeah. Huh.
Bacon being called bacon.
Yeah. You call it bacon in Britain.
No, I mean, there's back bacon and there's streaky bacon.
Okay.
Streaky bacon is what you have over here, and that's the only kind of bacon. You have, like, Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, oh, that's ham. Like, you insist on back bacon being ham, too. And it's like,
sort of like ham.
It's not really.
What? I don't know what you mean, though, bacon being called bacon.
It's like, because you just call it bacon.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in
Yeah,
the
but
UK, in the UK, we call it, like, back bacon.
You
or
don't say
streaky
back bacon. You just go, I want a bit of bacon on that sandwich or whatever. Like
Yeah.
a bacon buddy. You don't go, a back bacon buddy.
Well, yeah, because bacon, this, you know, we know what we're talking about. In the UK, the word bacon...
We know what we're talking about when we say bacon
No,
also.
it's not bacon though, is it? In the UK, the word bacon is not the same as the US kind. You call US bacon streaky bacon. This caused me very sad the first time I ordered bacon while on holiday. I want bacon on my sandwich, and then they give you this, like, back bacon thing. And she's like, oh, it's not bacon,
Streaky
it's like
bacon,
ham.
you mean? Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's
Because you don't really like back bacon, do you?
It's okay. I don't mind it.
I don't know. I may have to make it.
I'm not
crispy for you.
huge on, like, bacon and sausage anyway.
You
but
like bacon?
I like it, yeah.
You like it?
I mean, I like sausage also, but it's like...
I don't know. We're finding things out here. Number 8, convenience stores that stay open 24/7. Yeah, that's something that you're like, why is everything closing?
Yes.
Why is everything closed?
Yes. Yeah.
It's,
Although they don't anymore. Let me know if, like, Walmart and...
Since the pandemic.
Yeah, since the
deciding,
pandemic.
oh, we're going to go the European model and close, and that way we can save money and we don't have to pay anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't we think of that before? We can have more money.
Yeah,
know?
the grocery store used to close. It used to stay open. H-E-B, I think they started closing, though, before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But they used to stay open 24/7, and then they started closing at, like, 1 a.m. And now I think it seems like everything, since the pandemic, it seems like everything closes at, like, 11.
I think
by
because
11,
more people
everything's
shop
closed.
online. And
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, we'll just pay the warehouse workers. We'll just ship all the stuff to the warehouse. They can ship it out deliver it to the people.
Yeah.
They don't have to come in. And we don't have to pay anyone to be in a store.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I used to hate working, like, late at
Yeah.
night. Everybody's just coming in to buy alcohol and they're already drunk, you know? And it's just like, oh, God.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
And it's like clothing colours that aren't neutral. You know, this is something
that's a little bit of a reach, I think.
Yeah. How colourful people dress. In pretty much every European country I've been to, people dress in really neutral colours without big logos or graphics. In America, it's pretty common to dress in bright colours or have a shirt with a cool graphic on it. I mean, yeah, I've seen most people wearing graphic t-shirts, but I guess I thought that was kind of like, maybe that's a bit of a reach. Yeah, I'd say that's going to be
a reach.
A bit of a reach, because I think I've seen that in Europe, you know, people with, like, you know, Tom Petty, like I've got on, or whatever, you know.
Graphics. Yeah, I mean, I will say you probably don't see as many, like, sports jerseys around Europe, except for like soccer jerseys.
Yeah, oh yeah, you'll see.
But over
soccer.
here you'll see baseball, football, basketball, soccer, you know, you see like hockey even, people going around with all the different sports jerseys.
Yeah, people wear that stuff all the time.
And in Europe you don't really see anything but soccer jerseys, and even then you probably only see people wearing those like on game days.
Yeah, maybe.
Like if the team is playing, whereas over here anybody
I've
might
got
be
a
wearing
friend
it any
who
old
will
time.
wear his Wales, I think it's a local team actually, it's not the national team, rugby shirt 24/7 all the the time.
Yeah.
And another friend of mine used to joke, oh, he has a closet full of them.
Yeah.
You know, he just takes one out every day. It's the same one, you know.
In addition to the clothes thing, I mean, the colorful thing, that's just like, what? I don't agree with that at all. Everybody in Europe dresses in neutrals. Like, where are you going? Like,
neutral colors. They think, what is this, World War II or
yeah,
1950s? You know, it's just like everybody's just in like a little, like, you know.
You go to Europe and everybody's just in, yeah.
But in America, they come out in their big yellow zoot suits and the freaking hats. It's just like.
To go along with the clothes or the jerseys, I think you also don't see baseball caps.
No,
in Europe,
right? Okay, like older generation people.
Yeah.
In the UK, they'd always wear a flat cap. It would be like a flat cap, or even sometimes like a little like fedora type hat.
Yeah.
I remember, you know.
But I think.
But over here, it's like baseball kind of trucking hats, or you know, like that the older generation wear.
Well, everyone
wears it. Yeah, I mean, I've started wearing them to blend in, you know, being like Joe Goldberg and all that, you know, grow my beard, blend in with the.
But I think that's probably something that Americans don't realize that Europeans don't wear. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like, okay, of course, it's a baseball cap, you know, so of course Europeans don't wear it. It was invented for baseball, yeah. Yeah, but because it's so common over here, I think probably there's plenty of Americans who wouldn't realize that, oh no, they don't really wear them over there, you know.
Yeah. Number 10 is guesstimating tax when buying something. I mean, you don't really do that, and your family does either. But yeah, it's like the prices abroad don't add tax after the fact. You pay what the price shows. No need to figure the tax.
Yeah.
And that's something that tripped me up when I first came here, and I was like, what? You know, like, why would you add tax after? You know?
I mean, only if you're going to pay in cash and you only have a certain amount of cash to spend.
Yeah, and that's somebody else said that.
You have to figure out what is the tax going to end up making this? Do I have enough to buy all of this? You know? Yeah. But otherwise, we just know that it's going to be more than we think it's going to be. So we allot for that, like, you know?
Oh, this dollar can of soda, I'm going to have to at least take $2, you know, up to the register, you know, for it, because it's going to be $1.07 or $1.
It'll be $1 something, yeah.
And it's like, but, you know, it's like in the UK, I said this to you, I said, okay, you go buy that thing in Poundland.
Yeah.
Go buy it in Poundland, and you thought I was like, setting you up a little bit. For like a
Did
prank.
I?
Yeah, you were kind of like, I said, no, it's going to be £1. Just go buy that.
Oh no, I didn't like to pay for things over there because I was thinking, I'm gonna have to give change, and I wasn't really confident in quickly like figuring change and looking at, okay, which one, this is a 2 pence, this is a, you know, whatever. So I was always like, oh no, you just pay because there's people waiting. And
I'll promise you that'll cover it. And you know, you went up there and you were just like, you paid and he goes, okay, that's £1. You paid the £1, you took it and you run it. And he goes, oh, it really was £1.
Yeah, it really was just £1.
It really was just £1. I was like, yes, see, I told you. But yes, I mean, that is, the tax thing is just still weird to me, even though people go, oh, well, sales tax is different in every state. It's like, so?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You know, they can just figure that out. But I guess there's, you know, I don't know, there's some reason for it. Some nefarious reason for it.
Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. We'll just do a few more of these.
Yeah, we maybe do a second part of all this.
Yeah.
You know, if you're really that interested. Number 11 is generous portion sizes.
Yeah.
Someone goes, oh, during my high school senior trip to London as an 18-year-old with a typically ravenous appetite, I couldn't get over how small everything was. And it's like,
I think that's dated a bit.
It's dated a bit because nowadays portion sizes are getting smaller over here.
They're getting smaller over here, but also when I went to Britain,
going up.
When I went to Britain, I had heard this. Oh, the portions are smaller over there. I don't remember them
What are
being
you
smaller.
eating? Yeah, it's like, what are these people eating?
Yeah.
Like, these huge plates of stuff. And it's
I don't remember them necessarily being smaller.
Unless you go
Maybe
to, like,
just a little bit, but...
Unless they go to the Carnegie Deli every day, then, yeah, it's not going to be a noticeable thing. You know, because these places are, like, huge steaks and huge bottomless fries and stuff. It was fine for us. It was the same food, you know.
I mean, I guess maybe it used to be that American portions were much bigger, but I don't know.
Yeah, because by the time
it's relative, I suppose. Just
by the time we got to Rome on our trip, I was tired of the small portions and just straight up ordered 2 entrees for lunch. I heard the waiter tell the cook, "Por Americano." But yes, you know.
Yeah.
The strict rules around drinking, that's something that I didn't really figure until I was looking for, like, spirits in the grocery store, and you were like, oh yeah, they don't sell liquor in a grocery store. What are you talking about?
We don't realize that the strict rules around drinking. Oh, yeah.
You think that's everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
But in, like, people can just drink in public in other countries. That was wild to me. And it's like, there's more people out with a can or glasses or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the open container law, and it's like, it's only, like, public drunkenness that they'll really get onto you for. If you're, like, drunk in public, they'll be like, okay, you need to go indoors, or we'll put you indoors, you know?
The liquor not being in the grocery stores, though, even in America, that's not everywhere. You can find liquor in grocery stores in some states, just not in Texas.
In Texas. In Texas is very, like...
Yeah. Again, if you're new here, everything that we talk about when we say America is coming from a Texas point of view. Because that's where we are.
Texas,
so
y'all.
When we say in America, we mean in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think you can find... somebody said, oh yeah, you can... find liquor in Walmart, I think, over here in whatever state they're in, you know. Yeah. You don't find that here
No, it's only wine Sundays, and, like, wine coolers and mixers. And then
on Sundays, liquor stores are closed.
Yeah.
And you can't even buy any type of alcohol in grocery stores until noon, although I think they just changed that law. I'm not 100% positive.
In Britain, there's a definite, like, cut-off point, because when I used to work in, like, Asda and stuff, it would be, like, 6 p.m. they'd cage up all the booze. Yeah. I think that was only on, like, weekends, but maybe it was weekdays too. Yeah. They'd cage up all the booze after, like, maybe 8. Because they'd be like, if you come in and you have to buy booze at, like, 9 o'clock, then you have a problem, you know? Yeah.
But I do remember... being from Texas, finding it weird, like when we went in the grocery store and there was like vodka and rum and stuff. I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah. There's like beers, wines, and spirits. But yes, there's that. And
speaking of grocery stores.
Enormous grocery stores.
Yeah.
It's like how large the grocery stores are in America. My wife is not American and we lived in China. She didn't really grasp the size of an American grocery store until our first week in the USA. Here, there's 150 feet of different cereals in one aisle. Yeah. Yeah, no, somebody one of our followers talked about, I like the smaller grocery stores here. You know, there's like there's like Trader Joe's and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Because, and she's from somewhere else, you know, she's not from the US. Because Walmart is just huge. You know, you walk in miles to get to the back of the store, you know?
Yeah. Well, Walmart's not just groceries, though.
Yeah, it's not just groceries. But, you know, like it's same with HEB Plus or HEB.
Well, HEB, yeah.
HEB's quite huge, too.
I mean, I suppose even Randall's is
but then
bigger
again, Tesco,
than a lot of...
Like a Tesco store might be the same size now, I'm not sure.
I felt like Tesco and Asda were fairly big when I went to Britain. I don't remember, like, thinking, oh, God, these grocery stores are so much smaller than you know, what I'm used to. But every video I see of a British person coming to America, they're like, oh, my God.
We have to go to the grocery stores.
So
massive.
Big. Yeah.
Mental, mate.
All the choice. I will say that sometimes having so much choice when you're not, like, sure about what you're in the mood for, but you need, like, oh, we need to get cereal or we
Yes.
need to get whatever. And there's just like so many choices. It can take forever.
Yes.
Because like, oh, I
Too
don't
much
know what.
choice, America.
I don't know what.
Just limit to like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The constant air conditioning, that is a necessity in the US, especially in Texas and in the southern states. Because it's like, someone said keeping AC on 100% of the time in the summer. I visited Madrid for about a month to see the exchange student we'd housed and found that they typically only turn on AC at night to sleep or when it reaches a damned 105 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, other people were like, yeah, no, that you have to keep it on every hour of the day in central Texas in summer.
I remember.
Because it's like, if you turn it on, and it's true, if like we had a power outage or we turned off the air conditioning, it would get so hot in this house.
Yeah.
It would just,
it does
straight
kind of
away.
instantly,
and it's just like, instantly. And it's like, oh, why are people living on the face of the sun?
It's funny because I saw an energy saving tip last summer because it was so hot. It said turn your air conditioning down or off at night
because it
cools off at night. It doesn't cool off.
It doesn't cool off at night because it's been baking all day. When it gets to thing, it's just like hot.
Yeah,
it's just being in a dark
in the middle.
Place.
Yeah, in the middle of the summer, it's like there's no cooling off at night.
It's
like
not like
the sun's
it's not
down,
like the desert
sure,
where
but
it gets cold at night and then baking hot in the day.
No. So I get needing to preserve energy, but it is difficult when you live somewhere that is so hot. And we definitely take the air conditioning for granted. I mean, you go in stores in Europe in the summer and it's hot,
It's hot, because they don't have air conditioning.
There's no like...
Or they just turn it on for like a little while and it's just like, it's bearable.
Yeah, if you're in a downtown, if you're in a city here and you're walking around and it's in the summer and you're looking at whatever, you're looking at sights or something and it's quite hot. New York City, let's say. It's quite hot, you're pounding the pavement. Oh, let's go in here to cool off, and you will and you can. And we know that, in America.
Yeah.
So we definitely take that for granted.
Okay, this will be the last one before we sign off for you because you're probably getting tired of all these now. Number 15 is getting fined for jaywalking.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said the rest of the world thinks this is a made-up crime you only see in movies with corrupt cops.
I mean, we've talked about jaywalking before.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone, or heard of anyone.
No.
I mean, maybe downtown Austin, they might go,
in a downtown setting, possibly.
But here, we cross the road anyway.
Yes.
We cross the road when there's loads of traffic.
And we're not going to get in trouble for it.
We play Frogger like George Costanza.
And we're not going to get in trouble unless there's, unless some cop is like just in a bad mood.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know about jaywalking in America.
Jaywalking, that's a funny crime to everyone
else. But I don't think anybody knows anybody who's ever like had a ticket for jaywalking or anything.
And I used to think, like, why do they call it jaywalking? And then I figured, it's because it's in the, you're on the sidewalk and then you do like a letter J.
Oh, I have no idea. No, it's Jay. I think.
Yeah, it's Jay, but it's like J, the letter J. It looks like the letter J. You just turned off the sidewalk and just gone straight across the road.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Well, I think it should. I think they should adopt that as why it was the
Dominic's just making stuff up now.
Making stuff up now. Inventing stuff. That's what we do here.
Like you said, though, like, we all kind of think, we're up in the suburbs or whatever, we can cross wherever we want. If we're in the middle of downtown, no, we have to use crosswalks. Mostly that's just because you're going to get run over otherwise.
You need to with the cops and
I guess
the cars and stuff,
Yeah, and I guess when I think about it, the first time I went to Britain, I guess I was a little bit like, oh God, you're like, let's cross.
Let's
and I'm
cross.
like,
Like,
there's no crosswalk here.
And it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
We can just cross. There's no traffic coming.
It's like we're downtown. Like, there's no crosswalk. There's cars,
I mean, we can go
You
to
did
one.
almost get me run over once, though.
That was at a crosswalk.
You did almost get me.
That was at a crosswalk.
Well and truly smushed by a car.
No, we were walking and the light had just turned green. And in London, people go before the light turns green.
Yeah.
And this car started to go, and we were like we were just about halfway across the thing. And you were like, Dominic, no! And I was just like, I just grabbed you and ran and threw you on the sidewalk, all dramatically.
Yes.
Yes, it was a very dramatic moment, if you can picture that.
Oh my God. All right.
Yes.
Yes, we're finished.
We are finished.
Lucky you. We're finally done. Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. Be sure to check us out on social media. Give us a follow. We are at TButty, TEABUTTY, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. And we'll talk to you next time.
Talk to you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.